Okay guys, this is The Pick.
Welcome to the show.
Hope y'all having a good day so far. And we're just going to get into basketball first. And we're going to review the weekend games. And we're going to talk about Friday. One of the games we watched is the little bit of the Suns and Lakers game. Lonzo Ball had a good game. He actually balled out. Almost had a triple-double. Had 29 points and he had a lot of assists and a lot of rebounds. He's having an up and down season so far. He's a rookie, so I'm not expecting him to be Magic Johnson his first year. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, man, I'm in the same way. He's just not going to be. He's not going to be the way people expect him to be automatically. It's just not going to happen. He's still a rookie. He's still got a lot to learn. And Patrick Beverly showed him that.
Yeah.
There's going to be people that are going to be harassing him, and then there's going to be some players that are defending him, and they don't know what to do because they don't know him. They don't, haven't really seen much tape besides college. So, and sometimes you could take what you see out of college, but normally you can't take it fully because now they're in the pros and they're doing something different. So, yeah, man, he really balled out that game, and he's gonna honestly. That's his season. I think is gonna go. Is he's gonna have games like where he's gonna play really well, and he's gonna have games he's not gonna play so good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
All right, Saturday basketball games we're going to talk about. I watched the Magic Cavs game and I watched the Pistons and Knicks game. So we're going to talk about the Magic Cavs first. And the Cavs got beat the shit out of. They didn't have a good game at all. The score was even more lopsided than it really was. They got beat on even more than the score indicates. I don't know what the heck the Cavs were doing that game. Just felt like they didn't want to be there. And they just had one of those weird games that they got the crap beat out of them.
Right.
It was just Magic were making all the shots, and it was very frustrating. They weren't getting Kevin Love the ball initially. Then he started really doing work, and then they started giving the ball. But it just got to a point that it was just a blowout. So they had to take everyone out. But yeah, Magic had a great game, and Cavs gonna have those games, I guess. They need to wake up a little bit.
Yeah, man. That was crazy because through literally the beginning of the game to the end of the game, Orlando was shooting perfectly how they need to. They were when they got shots and they got opportunities, they nailed them. And Cavs, they were struggling. And not only they were struggling, Orlando played some pretty good daggum defense at times. And man, that center for Magic, man, he balled out.
He's having a good season so far.
Yes, he is. He's looking promising like people thought he would. So, yeah, man, that's a really good team. They got some new pieces around them, and looking like they actually might be a pretty decent team. So, We'll see how that goes.
Pistons and Knicks will be the next one we'll talk about. And that was a really good game. Pistons won that game. But Porzingis played a great game. He had a lot of points, and he just balled out. And Drummond had a pretty good game too. It was just Pistons just got to they were trailing, then they caught the lead and they prevailed in the end. And the Pistons, I mean, they're a scrappy team, man. And Knicks not a good team, but they fought into it and they almost won the game.
Yeah, man. Looks like Porzingis, man, he might actually be the truth. And you know, he said he wanted the Knicks to be his team, and well, he's got his opportunity. He probably didn't want it this way, the team he has now, but you know, he just got to work with what he got to work with right now. And but he is definitely showing that he's going to be probably the most improved for this season, man. He's balling out.
I didn't watch the Warriors-Grizzlies game, but They lost that game. The Warriors didn't play very well, and Steph got ejected for throwing his mouthpiece out of ref.
Yeah. Then KD got ejected with him, I guess, for saying something to the ref as well.
Yeah, refs are kind of annoying in the NBA.
I can't stand them.
Granted, I think he should have got ejected for throwing a mouthpiece out.
No, yeah, I agree with that, but it just overall in general, you can't even there's a lot of times you're just kind of yelling at him. You're not really in his face, and they still like to throw texts.
Yeah.
Like they're them refs over in the NBA are a little too emotional at times.
Yeah.
Getting in the feelings.
Yeah, Jazz beat the Thunder. That's all the big dogs kind of lost that Saturday.
It was kind of weird, man. The big three for the most part in the NBA took a slacking, man. And yeah, man, that Thunder game of Jazz, they were kind of the same way Orlando came out. They come out getting opportunities and knocking them down when they had the chance. And one thing that definitely hurt the Thunder, it was, oh, and by the way, shout out to Carmelo Anthony, Liddy Gang. But that one thing I noticed that hurt us in that game was Russ. He played really bad in that game. Melo played pretty damn good, and so did PG-13. But he struggled in that game, and he struggled in a couple other games. But I think he's gonna turn around.
Clippers beat the shit out of the Suns. Painfully watched that game. Clippers, they're way more impressive than I thought they would be this season. They're Blake Griffin is looking like an MVP candidate right now, and they're just playing as good as a team. I mean, Suns are kind of a train wreck right now, and they fired their coach. So
yeah, it's what I've been telling him at the beginning of the season. They need to get help around Booker. He's a very talented player. Bledsoe's okay.
He's probably gonna get traded.
Is he?
He wants that.
That young guy that's on the team.
Josh Jackson.
Josh Jackson. He's
really good
promising.
so far.
They got a couple pieces, but they definitely need more around him because he's a really talented player.
I think they hit on Booker definitely. And, I think they hit on Josh Jackson, but the other picks has kind of been looking not very promising. So they got to get some better players, and maybe they need to change up the management.
Something.
Sunday will be the last game we talk about basketball wise, and wasn't really that many games.
Just 3.
Yeah. See here.
It was the Thunder and the Timberwolves, Hawks, Nets, which we didn't watch that, and the Pelicans and the Lakers, and we watched some of that. But we watched a lot of that Thunder and T-Wolves game, and man, of course, it came down to the end. Yeah. Melo knocked down a 3 to looks like possibly win the game, and of course, they're not, like he said, they're not going to call it, but PG fucking ran into, I believe it was Towns, which should have been a foul because he got fucked up on that play. And yeah, man, Wiggins knocked down a very important 3 right at the last seconds, man. And of course, me as a Thunder fan, I was fucking losing it, but that's how the cookie crumbles a lot of times in the NBA. It literally comes down to the last seconds. Yeah. So.
Let's see here. Butler didn't play very well, but he was playing defense mostly.
Like I said, Russ. My bad. Russ struggled in this game as well, and I kind of failed to mention. I was like, yeah, he was guarded by Butler. So.
But he went ham in the third quarter.
Yes, he did.
Quarter, so he had like 15 points. So he actually had a pretty good game. At the very end.
Made a clutch 3 as well.
He did. Paul George didn't play very great, but he was in foul trouble most of it. So Carmelo did play very, very well. 34 for Thunder. He played well. I don't remember his name, but he didn't score that many points.
He's a young cat that we got.
He didn't score that many points, but he did pretty good defense. Steven Adams, he stepped up. I was impressed by that. Raymond Felton, he played really, really well. And for the Wiggins, he played well for T-Wolves. Butler played defense mostly, he scored some. Towns, he played well. He didn't have a great game, but he played all right. And Teague, he had a really good game. So, it was a good game, man.
Overall, it was a very, very back and forth game. And it makes sense, both of those teams, have a big 3. So. Yeah.
And Lakers and the Pelicans will be the next one we talked last basketball game we talked about for this show. And, Cousins was going ham for most of the game, and the Lakers were getting crap beat out of them. But at the very end, they got close, and they almost won this game, the Lakers. Crazy. And Lonzo Ball had a really good game, and he's impressive so far. Yeah. He's just having those up and down games, and I'm expecting that.
Sometimes, that's like I said about the NBA, man. It literally comes down to final seconds. They came back, man, and sometimes, for the first, half or so into the second half, you play well, and then that, say, mid-third, fourth, the other team's just getting hot, and you're, slowing down, and they can catch up, and that's what it looks like the Lakers did, man, and almost pulled out a dub.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to conclude our basketball summary, and we're going to go to a break right quick, and we'll be back. Hey guys, this is The Pick. Thanks for coming back.
And welcome back.
And we're going to get into college football. And Oklahoma State and Texas will be the first one we'll talk about. Texas, man, they're impressive. They have a lot of threat in them. I like Tom Herman. I think they're going to have a pretty good team the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
They have a pretty good defense. They fought, and they just came short because their freshman quarterback made a stupid mistake. He kind of threw a ball and out of nowhere. It was kind of a weird throw, and he just kind of threw it to a spot in the end zone that he shouldn't have did, and cost him a game. But Texas said they fought in the game, and I'm impressed.
No. Yeah, man, I didn't see a whole lot of college this weekend, but I caught up on some few games. But yeah, man, it's kind of like the OU game when it comes to Texas and Oklahoma teams. You know, they battle, and you seen it come out in this game. And yeah, man, Texas did a really good job on slowing down a really high-powered offense of OSU's. And yeah, they made a game out of it and went to OT and kind of finally came down to the last kick, man, and they got it. So it was a battle.
Yeah. OU and Kansas State will be the next one we talk about. And OU, man, they need to fix their defense. And they're not. I don't think they're even winning the Big 12.
I was very nervous about this
Screw the
game.
playoff. First rushing touchdown for Kansas State. Linebacker Beal, he went into the out gap, and he was supposed to be in the in gap, and they got a rushing touchdown right through the middle.
And see, that's a good point to bring up about our defense. That's fundamentals, guys.
Yeah,
Like, stay in your lane.
That's I mean,
What are you doing?
we can give Mike Stoops all type of shit, which I do, but that's not that's not on Stoops. That's on the player.
Come on,
He
man.
needs not make mistakes like that.
You know, you gotta stay in your lane. If he goes outside, then go outside. But
Verbal, stay in your lane.
right, hey man, stay in your lane, dude.
Other big player the defense gave up. The safety went inside, and he was supposed to be outside for coverage or in zone, and
Again.
he when the receiver, I think it was a slot, he did a post,
Yep.
and he was wide open because the free safety, he went inside and he was supposed to go outside. What I mean is he
Fundamentals.
was supposed to be covering the big play, but he doesn't. He
He
goes
goes for the small.
yeah. So and that was
Fundamentals.
I don't remember if it was a touchdown, but it was a big play, and that cost us again. And we just got dominated again on the defensive line. They did a kind of a bulldozer type of run. Their quarterback had a ton of yards, and yeah, it's just a lot of frustrating on defense. But Baker, man, he's a touchdown maker, and he saved us. He played a really, really good game. He kind of got messed up a little bit, and he might have got hurt, honestly, because we had to have our backup quarterback come in at times.
Wow.
And Coach Lincoln said, Coach Riley said, I think he kind of bullshit thing saying that our backup quarterback gave us a good position in the red zone for a touchdown. I think that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
I think Baker's not 100% right now, and
Sometimes they say stuff to kind of keep it under the low.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Rodney Anderson, he stepped up, and he one of the reasons why we won the games because of him.
Yep.
Because he had a lot of yards and about a tub, and I think he might have 2 tubs.
No, he
one
had a tub.
He had 1 tub and a whole bunch of yards, and he stepped up. And Brown, he had a really good game too. So, yeah, man, players are stepping up, and especially on offense. Mark Andrews, he was kind of quiet this game, unfortunately. But yeah, man, our defense needs to be fixed. Our players need to play better, and our scheme needs to get a little better.
Yeah.
Because if we play like this type of defense against really good teams, we're gonna get crap beat out of us.
Oh yeah, this is showing right now that we gotta quit bullshitting.
Yeah.
And if we don't, then yeah, we're gonna get smoked.
Yeah.
Like we normally do. We should not give up goddamn 142 yards and 3 touchdowns to a fucking quarterback in rushing. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That he looked like Lamar Jackson on us. Like, come on, you guys, and he's not. Guarantee you, he's
He's a
not.
backup quarterback.
There you go, you guys. Come on.
And we're just, that's the other thing. We let other backup quarterback just dominate us like Iowa State did. And we're just not closing teams out. And that's a problem, man. We're not going to win that many games if we do that.
You know, our offense can only take us so far.
Yeah.
Baker's a great quarterback. Of course, he's still in Heisman for me. You know, our running backs are having a good season, but that your offense can only take you so much if your defense can't fucking stop the other team on the other side of the ball. So
Yeah. We're gonna brief on the Michigan-Penn State game. Penn State's a really good team. They're even better than I thought they were. Barkley played fairly well, and they just got Michigan got stomped on. They need a better offense, and that defense didn't play very well either, and they got the crap beat out of them. Nobody need to say much about that. But we're going to talk a lot about Sam Darnold and the SC. They got shit beat out of them too, and
yeah, they got crushed.
Sam Darnold didn't play well. I mean, he had a fairly efficient game, but he turnovers, man. Cost him again. He had a fumble, lost, and a pick. I don't want to say he's going to be whacking the NFL, but people are saying that he's going to be the #1 pick and a great quarterback. I just don't see it yet. Like how he lost and folded against Washington State is kind of a teller to me. Now people are going to use the excuse that he didn't have 3 of his linemen. They're all hurt and didn't play, so they had freshmen. But I think that excuse is kind of bullshit because they're SC. They're not Wyoming. The Washington State, all their players probably couldn't win the SC if they wanted to. So that's just an excuse, honestly. He seems like he folds in pressures. He plays really well in pressure situations, and he folds in pressure situations. And like I would get it if he was on a really bad team, and like historically bad, like outside of probably Alabama, Ohio State, LSU, Texas, a few other teams, Clemson. SC gets the best players in the nation. So I don't want to really hear that. I think it's just bullshit saying that he has bad players around him.
Well, I'm gonna add to your point, you know, and you don't hear the Aaron Rodgers and the Tom Brady's of the world when they got linemen down. They go, well, my lineman was out, so you know, well, we were sucking. He sucks it up. Yeah, we played bad.
No, I mean, he's not making that excuse, but the media is making an excuse for him.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Media is out here making excuses for people when they don't. It is what it is. All right, your 3 linemen are down. You still got to go play ball.
Still have a good team.
Yeah, you still got the players around you to make plays and opportunities. So, yeah, man, you don't hear Aaron Rodgers out here when media. Oh, well, your 3 linemen are down. Da 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 da. Well, all right, well, this is what it is. I still got to come out here and play ball and play well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think the media falls in love with players, and I think they fell in love with Sam Darnold because he had a good half of the season last year, and he played amazing in the Rose Bowl. And he's an SC quarterback, so they're gonna just fall in love with him. And honestly, unfortunately, SC quarterbacks don't do good in the league. Name a good quarterback that went to SC.
Matt Leinart, but
he was good for a couple.
Yeah,
he was kind of whack. Carson Palmer was probably the best SC quarterback, and he's not very good now. He was good when he played
for the Bengals. He had a couple, 3 or 4 seasons with the Bengals.
And then he got his knee destroyed, and wasn't ever the same player. So I'm not saying to be a bad quarterback, but everyone thinks he's going to be the next Andy Luck is kind of ridiculous in my eyes.
It's like what we were talking about before we did the show is we're just observing what we see now out of him, and it doesn't look good. We're not saying that he can't go in the league and ball out because he can. He sure can. Yeah. It's a whole different sport, and then he might have better teammates around him that helps improves him. But right now, dude, he's just not looking legit as like people would say.
And the media makes excuses for him, but don't make excuses for other players. So I find that very frustrating as well. I mean, he might stay. I think he does need to stay another year, be more mature, and if he balls out next year, great. I mean, he seems like a good kid. I'm not hating on the dude.
No.
He's just I'm not seeing what everyone else is seeing right now.
Yeah, I hear all this hype around him, and I just don't see it.
But all right, well, that's going to conclude our college football, and we're going to get into NFL, and we'll be right back.
We're back to the show, you guys.
Thanks for coming back.
All right, so let's get into some NFL now. First game we'll talk about is the Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Man, that was a pretty good and close game. Jameis Winston didn't play that bad, man. He actually played a pretty good game. He did throw a pick, but he played really well outside of that. Kind of had to. Doug Martin, man, he didn't really do nothing in this game. Finally, he got O.J. Howard involved.
Yeah.
He had a really nice game, almost 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's what they got to do, man. He's really talented. At times he would mess up and get some flags, but he's been cutting out on that and stepping up. And yeah, man, he's looking like the guy that he needs to have is a big target. So yeah, man, they played well, but Buffalo Bills, man, they played really well themselves. Man, McCoy, dude, he had a nice game too. He almost had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns himself. And yeah, man, their defense is really good, man. I really like Buffalo's defense. And yeah, man, they took this win.
I've been impressed with Buffalo this whole year.
Right? They're 4-2.
They got a lot of fight in them, man. That defense is pretty legit. And Shady finally had a good game. He had a couple tubs and almost 100 yards. So, and if he gets involved a lot, that's the Bills gonna be a scary team. And Tyrod Taylor plays like he has this season, which is pretty well. Yeah, they're a pretty good team.
Yep.
So we're gonna move on to the next one, which is the Panthers and the Bears. So Bears won this game on only 4 completed passes from Trubisky.
That's ridiculous.
That is awful. But they won the game, man. And defense mostly. Their defense played really well, and Cam played really bad.
Yep.
He had 2 interceptions, and he struggled. And again, they don't have a running game. I don't know what the heck's up with this team. They're not getting the rushing. They only gave McCaffrey the ball 7 times, and he didn't have a good rushing yard average. And Stewart had a 14, and he didn't have a good rushing yard average either. So
it's ridiculous.
And the Panthers are doing what they don't want to do, and make Cam have to run the ball a lot. And that's the Panthers need to figure out what kind of team they want to be.
Right.
And I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to be making the playoffs this season.
Yeah, dude, it kind of does feel like week to week. They seem like they want to change their offense in a playbook like almost every week, you know. And you got to have it. Welcome back to the show, you guys. I had a little technical difficulty there. Yeah, man. Panthers got to find their identity, man. You got to have some formula, and it just seems like week by week they change it up. They got to give Caffrey the ball more and let him run the ball. He is a running back at the end of the day.
He is.
And Stewart, he's kind of struggling. So yeah, man, need to run a game. And this was just overall, this game was a yucky ass game. Nobody, none of the offenses were doing anything. Cam threw 2 picks, no touchdowns. This was just an awful game to watch, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Chicago scraped out 1, and yeah, that's kind of crazy that Trubisky was 4 for 7 the whole game. What the fuck? Like that's crazy. So yeah, man, that was a wild game.
All right, Titans and Browns will be the next one we talk about, and Titans they got a scrapey win, and they needed that.
Yeah, another ugly game.
Yeah, Browns they fought in, they wanted to get that first win, and they
were trying.
They came up short.
Yeah.
And Mariota didn't look very good. He very frustrated me a lot because I had him in my fantasy lineup.
Yeah.
He missed a touchdown that would have pretty much sealed it, and it was a pretty easy touchdown.
Yeah.
So Titans got a win they needed, and Browns are still looking for their first win.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I told him. I believe I told them that that Sunday. Pretty much the Browns are like Michigan right now. They just don't know what quarterback to start because they both suck. So,
All 3 of them suck.
Yeah, man. It's a bad situation once again for Cleveland. They're just going down the tank right now and hoping for a #1 pick.
Yeah.
Titans, man, they shouldn't. I don't know what their deal was. Maybe that Cleveland defense was playing really good and I just didn't really notice it or what. But man, they were struggling this game. It was all field goals, man, in this game. So hey, man, I guess I'll give credit to Cleveland's defense because Mariota and that team got players and they they beat on them that whole game. Yeah. They was trying to get that dub.
Saints being the Saints and the Green Bay be the next one we talk about. And Ryan's going to take this one off because that's his team.
It pretty much went the way I thought it would go. He struggled. Hundley struggled. He only had 87 yards through the whole game, one pick. I guess the highlight I could take out of my team is we might have ourselves a running back in Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
He had for the second time in his career he's had a 100-yard game and a touchdown, and he's a rookie. So hey man, might got ourselves a running back. But yeah man, ugly game for us. We kept it. We kept up with them for the most part in the first half, and then we kind of lost it in the second half. And once we got behind, I already knew we ain't got number 12 on the field. So once we got behind, it's going to be a battle to get back to try to catch up. And it was. We struggled. We just got 3 and outs, and they were getting down the field, getting field goals, and just adding up the points. And it finally just got away from us. But yeah, man, we're gonna have a rough season, but hopefully we win at least a couple games with Hundley. Give him some confidence.
Breeze didn't play very well at the beginning of the game, but
No.
he bounced back and had a little bunch of yards and
And Ingram rushed
two
for
tubs.
yeah, and Ingram rushed for freaking 105. So
Yeah,
yeah, man.
Saints are a good team.
Yeah, they got our butt.
Yeah, and we're gonna go to the next one and be the Jags and the Colts, and Jags been dealing shit out of Colts.
Yeah, they did.
27-0, and that's a statement game.
Yep.
You can tell if a good team's a good team if they beat the crap out of a bad team.
Yep.
And they did that. And they didn't even have their best player. Leonard Fournette didn't play this game because he's hurt. So TJ Yeldon stepped up. He had 9 carries for 122 yards in the tub.
Yeah, nice game.
And Blake Bortles, he balled out too. He had 330 yards and a touchdown. So yeah,
That's the game those are the games they need out of him.
Yeah.
And it took what 7 weeks for him to finally actually play a game. Seemed like.
They just need him to not turn the ball over and be
Yeah.
at least competent, and it'll be a good team.
Shit, he just needs to be a little more efficient. He got some good defense. Apparently he got a hell of running backs.
Yeah.
He just needs to be a little more consistent. They probably win a couple more games.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Brissett played well. He didn't have any tubs, but that's a really good pass defense, and he has with Ty only player he has on that team that's any good, and Ramsey was locking him up. So he played well, didn't turn the ball over. So I was impressed by Briskett's performance. Brissett, I mean.
Yeah, man. Jags defense, man. They stopped Frank Gore, and he seems like that ageless player, man. He's been still balling out, playing really well. Still looks like a solid running back, and they shut him down.
Yep. Next game we're going to talk about is my Rams and the Cardinals.
Boy.
Another game that good team beat the crap out of bad team. Carson Palmer got hurt. He didn't play very well anyway. AD didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Maybe that last week was kind of a fluke, and maybe he's kind of is washed up, but we'll see.
I don't think so. I just think he ran into a good defense.
Yeah.
And they were ready to, because they seen he might. I guarantee you that was the first thing that they talked about in their team meeting was we need to get on his ass because he looks like he's angry and pissed off. So, and they did, man. They took care of him.
Yeah. Goff played okay. He had an interception, a tub. And Gurley, he had another day of the offense. He 22 yards and 100 yards in a tub, and he played well. And Sammy Watkins is kind of not really showing up, unfortunately, for this team so far this season. But Robert Woods played okay, and our defense played really well. So yeah, a good victory with my team. I'm happy.
Hey, I'm gonna give it to Goff. There's some situations where Sammy Watkins is gonna get the number one corner on him, so he's not pressing it too much. And I know that sometimes sucks for being the number one receiver and you don't get the ball thrown to you. But at the same time, I'd rather my quarterback throw to somebody else and create a better chance to get us down the field and win the game. Mm-hmm. So hey man, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
All right, Dolphins and Jets will be the next one we talk about. And those damn Dolphins, man.
Scraping wins, dude.
I don't think they realize they're supposed to be a bad team.
Right?
Because they keep on winning. And
they're scraping away with wins, man.
Cutler got hurt this game, but he broke a couple ribs. But Matt Moore played well in cleanup duty, and they got the dub, man. Yeah, that's an impressive team.
Yep.
And, they just find a way to win.
Yeah.
I don't know how, I don't know how or why, but they
Yeah.
win, and they're an impressive team.
Yeah, somehow they hang into these games, man. And hey, man, hey, it is what it is. You could, I'll scrape away with wins all day. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Moore had to step in, and he didn't play too bad. He did throw a pick, but it was tipped, so he didn't play too bad. Jahi didn't really do much. Landry had a nice game. That was a nice leap over that defender, man. He got up there. And yeah, dude, it looked like the Jets might at the last minute might scrape and come back, but they end up McCown threw a really bad interception at the end, and Miami took the dub, man.
All right. See here, Vikings and the Ravens will be the next one we talk about, and the score doesn't tell the story because that game wasn't close at all, and they got a touchdown in garbage time. Vikings has dominated the Ravens. Wacko Flacco is out to play again, and he didn't play well. And Vikings defense is so scary; it's ridiculous. Case Keenum played okay. Not best the game of his season so far, but Murray, Latavius Murray, he played really well today. So I don't know if he's the running back or McKinnon's the running back, but their rushing game for that game played really well. And yeah, the Ravens just I don't even know what to say. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, man. I was actually high on the Ravens this season. They have a pretty good season because kind of figured their defense would step up, and kind of figured Flacco would have a turn of the leaf and actually have another good season for a change. But nope, not at all. These Ravens looking like bad Ravens. So, and the Vikings, man, they're scraping away with a couple wins as well. Keenum didn't really play out well, but like he said, Murray, man, he stepped up big time and got some good rushing yards. And yeah, man, he's right. The score doesn't say shit for how it went. They got beat on, so yeah, man, Ravens need to really figure out who they are and what where they're gonna be for the rest of the season.
Yeah. And then we're going to get on quick on this Dallas game, and then we're going to go to break. Dallas has beat the crap out of Niners.
Yeah, we ain't got to talk about much about it.
Zeke went nuts, and Prescott went nuts. Bedford didn't play a terrible game, but he didn't get any tubs, and he didn't play great either. Yeah, Cowboys got a win they really needed, and we don't know what's going to happen with Zeke, but we'll see.
Yep. Yeah, man, Prescott played really well. Zeke went ham. He played really well as well in the passing game, man. And yeah, man, it was just a Dallas dominating game, and it was cool to see Beathard get him a start. And he didn't play too bad, but yeah, by that time they were just getting beat on anyway. So yeah, man, really good win for Dallas.
All right, we're gonna go to break right quick. We'll be right back. Thanks for coming back. This is the pick.
Welcome back.
And Bengals and Pittsburgh will be the next game we talked about. And man, I wasn't very happy watching this game because I had Mix in my lineup, and he was doing really well, but they were just being stupid and not giving him the ball. He had 7 carries, 48 yards, and they would have kept on giving him the ball. He probably would have had a really good game, but they just kept on throwing, and Andy Dalton kept on getting bad breaks and getting stupid interceptions, and it got out of hand. And yeah, I mean, I was a very frustrated non-fan watching this game, and I can't imagine being a Bengals fan. I just think they need to fire everyone, honestly, and start over because this is not working. Pittsburgh got a win they really needed. Lev Bell played well. He just didn't have any tubs, and honestly, Pittsburgh didn't really need to do much on offense because their defense, the Pittsburgh's defense, was just dominating, and Bengals was just shooting themselves in the foot constantly.
Yeah. Hell, man, I think Adam needs to call them the Cincinnati Strangles because I thought he was going to do that seeing Andy Dalton play because he was playing bad.
Yeah.
He was getting pissed, man. Yeah, dude, they were
mad.
Yeah, they were playing. Yeah, they were playing awful. They were playing real stupid. There was still a lot of time in that game for them to come back, and they just kept throwing the ball when they didn't really need to. And they had a running back that was playing actually really well when you did give them the ball. So it made no sense on how they structured that offense for that game. It made no sense. And on the other side of the ball, man, they just took advantage of them being stupid and turning the ball over and turning it over on downs and ran the shit out of the ball with Bell. He had 35 rush, almost 40 fucking carries, and 134 yards. Yeah. So they just ran the ball, got away with a win, and Ben played pretty good, and Brown had a touchdown. So yeah, man, I didn't get their scheme of what they were trying to do, and it was just awful. And I agree, man. They just need to completely start over.
All right, the Chargers and the Denver is the next one we're gonna talk about, and
wow.
Oh man, what the heck happened in this game? Chargers, man, they might actually save their season because they got a 3-game winning streak, and man, that defense played really well, and Philip Rivers didn't play great, but he didn't really need to. That defense has kind of dominated the Broncos, and Trevor Siemian played awful.
Yes, he did.
Didn't have a running game. He didn't play well. Then they get Thomas involved at all, which really made me mad. Yeah. And this is a really good win for Chargers, and I don't know if the Broncos are even making the playoffs, honestly.
Right. Yeah, man. At this point, this is 3 games in a row back to back that Simeon's played like crap. Yeah, man. He was another player that I thought would step up and actually have a pretty good season. And the first 2 games of the season looked like, okay, he might actually be what I thought he was going to be. And then the next 3, he's been playing absolutely awful. So I don't know what their deal is. They had no running game. AJ Derby, their tight end, played really well. But outside of that, they just got dominated. Like he said, the LA Chargers defense just overwhelmed them. And man, they just scored a couple touchdowns, and really that's all they had to do because defense took care of the rest.
Yeah. Seahawks and Giants been the next game we talk about, and Seahawks dominated this game. Their defense.
Noticing there's a lot of dominating games this weekend.
Yeah, and this is a lot of bad quarterback play this season. A lot of teams gonna be looking for quarterbacks in this draft and this offseason. Eli Manning for most of this game only had like 60-yard passing and didn't have a running game. Only player that really played well was Ingram, and because that's the only person that Eli really has to throw to. So
I think Pete Carroll needs to tell Lacey to lay off the donuts, man.
Yeah, they didn't have a running game at all for the Seahawks, but Russ, he played really well. He had a whole bunch of yards on three tubs and running for his life, but he balled out and got his team a victory.
Yes, he did, man. He's been doing it all season. I think he's just gotten used to it now of running with his head cut off. And man, he gets out of that pocket and he's really really good. He's like an Aaron Rodgers when he's running around scrambling because he still keeps his eyes down the field. And he makes plays. That's simply what he does, and that's why I think he is a great quarterback. He can make plays out of nothing, and it's what he's kind of been doing all season. And Doug Baldwin, man, he had a really good game. I want to mention, by the way, him and his, I believe their offensive line coach or offensive coordinator, one of the two, he kind of got in a shoving match with, and he got kind of exchanging words and stuff. It was kind of weird on the sidelines for a minute, but I wonder what that was all about. But man, they dominated, of course, without really anybody to throw to for Eli. So. Yeah, man, they played good defense, and Russell and company played really well on offense.
All right, the last game we talked about is Atlanta and Patriots Super Bowl rematch. Patriots beat the living crap out of Atlanta, and man,
they just shut all this noise up about are the Falcons gonna come back and make a statement? No. They didn't. No. And they don't look like the Falcons that they did last season. They really don't. No. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's players being hurt and we just don't know about it. They're not 100%, or they're just, I guess it could be a big hangover that they're having about losing that Super Bowl. And they just can't focus or what the deal is. But they just got dominated in this game. They couldn't do anything on offense. Tom Brady fucking had a great game. Only missed 8 passes all game. And Hogan, he played really well, man. And yeah, dude, Julio Jones played well as well, but they just couldn't figure anything else out besides that.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why the Falcons are not doing very well because they don't have Kyle Shanahan. He's in San Fran right now, and their offensive coordinator is not current one is not doing a great job. And I think Landis had a magical season last year, and everything's kind of coming down to what it really is.
Yeah, that quite possibly be it.
Matt Ryan's playing like an average quarterback, like kind of think he is, and yeah, they're not getting Freeman the ball enough because that's Atlanta. They don't like running the ball, I guess. Julio Jones had a decent game, but yeah, Patriots dominated them and didn't let what Atlanta did to them happen to them.
Yeah.
They did to Atlanta happen to them. Yeah, they closed this game out and got the dub.
Yeah, man. New England took care of home.
The scene of that game was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Looks like an old New England horror film because there's a lot of fog.
Looks like it kind of reminded me of the old, I think it was like 82, I believe, or 83. And they had the Fog Bowl. It was Chicago and the Eagles. And they had the Fog Bowl, and it was really foggy. It was almost to that point. It was crazy.
All right, well, this is going to conclude the pick for our show today, and I hope you all have a good day. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, have a good day, guys.
All right.